Let's get right into it, shall we? Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're unpacking a literal paradigm shift in the automotive world. I'm talking about the Audi RS5. This is one of the absolute hottest, most legendary names in performance cars, and it is back. But honestly, looking at the specs, this is like nothing we have ever seen before from this badge. We're looking at a total ground-up evolution. It's a radical new vehicle that fundamentally flips the script on what the RS5 actually is, both under the hood and on the outside. So here's our roadmap for today. We're going to start by untangling the RS5's identity crisis. Then we'll look at its crazy wide new stance, break down that monster 640 horsepower hybrid powertrain, step inside the newly revamped RS cabin, compare the Avant and sedan body styles, and finally deliver the verdict for the Indian market. Let's jump in. Section 1, the RS5 identity crisis. Okay, so we've got to address the elephant in the room right off the bat for all you diehard enthusiasts. Where exactly did the RS4 go? I mean, for decades, the RS4 Avant has been the undisputed king of the compact super estate world, right? But if you walk into an Audi dealership today looking for a brand new RS4, you literally won't find one. Gone. You see, the old rules were super simple. The RS4 was your incredibly practical but totally lethal estate car, and the RS5, that was your sleek coupe or sportback. But Audi threw out the rulebook. Thanks to a recent and, frankly, kind of confusing name change, the RS4 badge is just gone from this segment. That legendary estate formula has been completely swallowed up by the RS5 badge. So from now on, the RS5 is either an estate, which Audi calls the Avant, or a liftback sedan. And that traditional RS5 coupe era? Yeah, that is officially over. It's a massive shift in the car's whole identity. Section 2. Designing a wider stance.
90. That is 90 millimeters. Now, normally when we talk about a car growing by 90 mil, we mean it got longer. Not this time. The new RS5 is a massive 90 millimeters, that's 9 centimeters, wider than the old one. It gives it this incredibly aggressive, almost catfish-like front grille that pushes way out, blending into some really beautiful sculpture around those organic headlamps. And the rear wheel arches, they are blistered out, completely pronounced. It absolutely redefines the car's stance on the road.
And there's a good reason for this. Audi is using this super aggressive design to really reclaim that RS exclusivity. First off, that iconic red rhombus badge, it's returning solely to true RS models. For a few years there, Audi started slapping that badge in S-line body kits on, base entry-level models, and it honestly kind of cheapened the appeal of the real performance machines. Well, they realized that was a mistake. Now there is a clear visual separation. This new RS5 just commands respect. You get massive 20-inch standard wheels, with 21s as an option, carbon ceramic brakes, and around back, real exhaust pipes brought closer to the center, sitting inside this massive RS diffuser. No more fake vents. It is unmistakably an RS car. Section 3, the 640 horsepower hybrid powertrain. All right, 639, that is your punchy headline figure. 639 total system horsepower. Now, Audi didn't downsize the engine here. They actually stuck with the 2.9-liter twin-turbo V6, but they bumped its base output to 510 horsepower. Then they integrated a 130-kilowatt electric motor right inside the 8-speed gearbox. The result? A nearly 200 horsepower leap over the old RS5 and a 300 horsepower leap over the current S5. It is just a staggering amount of power for a car in this class. Absolutely wild. And to back up all that horsepower, you get this colossal number, 825 newton meters of torque. When you combine the instant right-now twist of an electric motor with the pulling power of a twin-turbo V6, you get an absolute mountain of torque. It's the kind of power that will literally pin you to the back of your seat at any RPM. Which, of course, perfectly explains this next figure. 3.6 seconds. That is your 0 to 100 km/h sprint time. Now, 3.6 seconds is incredibly fast on its own, but it becomes an absolute engineering marvel when you realize something else. The addition of the 22 kilowatt-hour battery pack has pushed the car's weight up to a really hefty 2.3 tons. Moving 2.3 tons to 100 in 3.6 seconds, that requires way more than just brute force. It requires immense, pinpoint technological control. And that control comes from something called dynamic torque control. This is a highly complex, brand new quattro system. It uses a new rear differential that doesn't just send mechanical power left or right. It actually utilizes the electrical power first. This allows for instantaneous torque vectoring in just 15 milliseconds. Just think about that. 15 milliseconds to perfectly balance the car's power through a corner. It also uses a preloaded center differential to keep the power delivery totally seamless. Now, because this hardware is so massive, that 22 kilowatt hour battery actually had to be positioned pretty high up in the rear of the car. It was a huge packaging challenge for the engineers, but it fundamentally transforms how this heavy car handles the physics of a tight twisting corner. Section 4. Inside the RS cabin. So, inside, Audi is actually fixing some past interior mistakes. Look, Audi's recent all-screen interiors caught a lot of flack for being distracting and sort of losing that classic tactile Audi feel. Well, they listened to the feedback. They brought back actual tactile roller switches on the steering wheel. Plus, we get physical, clickable hard buttons for the RS and e-boost modes. It just makes the cabin feel so much more user-friendly again. On top of that, the massive dual screens have been updated with high-contrast, colorful graphics specifically designed to keep your eyes on the road. And honestly, the best part? Audi stopped making you pay extra to make an RS car feel like an RS car. Standard, sporty bucket seats, complete with a massage function, come right out of the box. The car is fully loaded from the get-go. Section 5. Avant versus Sedan Comparison. All right, let's talk practicalities and address the elephant in the boot, so to speak. Look at the cargo space. 361 liters for the Avant Estate, and roughly 331 liters for the sedan liftback. For an estate car, 361 liters is unfortunately really quite small. And this is the major compromise of going hybrid. Remember that 22 kilowatt hour battery sitting high in the rear we just talked about? Well, it drastically raises the boot floor, eating right into your cargo room. On the plus side, though, the sedan drops about 100 kilograms in weight compared to the Avant. Mechanically, however, they are totally identical. They share the exact same mind-bending powertrain. But what isn't identical is how you can actually spec these things out. The new RS5 offers some extreme personalization. To showcase sedan for this launch was painted this gorgeous shade of green, and the bespoke options they showed off are insane. We are talking about camouflage chopped carbon fiber on the side skirts and mirrors. You can even get olive green brake calipers on those carbon ceramic brakes that perfectly match the exterior paint. They'll even match the ambient lighting and the seatbelt stitching to your exterior color choice. It really goes to show just how far you can go to make this car a total one-of-one masterpiece. Section 6. The verdict for India. Will we see it in India? The short answer is highly likely, and here's exactly why. This is a standout halo product. Mainstream Audis often face hurdles because they require massive investment for local assembly. But the RS5, it's a small volume, high value performance model that makes it a prime candidate for direct import under the EU FTA regulations. That rule basically allows automakers to bring in limited numbers of high-end, fully homologated European cars without having to jump through hoops to recertify them locally. Bringing this beast in as a direct import would massively reinvigorate Audi's halo status in the region. So, after exploring that incredible 640 horsepower hybrid V6, the 15 millisecond torque vectoring, the tactile new interior, and that wild ultra-wide design, I have to ask, which side are you choosing in this exciting new chapter of the RS legacy? Are you Team Sedan, taking advantage of the lighter weight and that sleek liftback style? Or are you Team Avant, embracing the classic, albeit slightly boot-compromised, fast estate tradition? It's a seriously tough choice, but one thing is for sure, the performance car world has officially been put on notice. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I really can't wait to see which one you'd pick.